Ladies and gentlemen, patriot, truth seekers, digital warriors, welcome back to the show. This is the Frontline of Information War, and I'm your host, Baraka Amuri. Hey, I have the privilege to report this story to you, so brace yourself for an impact. This is not a conspiracy theorist type of videos. This is not speculation, and again, this is not a drill. So, I'm sure you guys know of this lady. She makes a lot of noise. She's been active ever since she got, before gaining power, before capturing, seizing Italy from the technocrat, from the elites. She's been making a lot of noise. I don't know if you know about her. She goes by the name of Giorgia Meloni. Have you heard of it? Well, yeah, the Prime Minister of Italy has just dropped a political bombshell. Yes, a big bomb. A lot of people are not able to hold it well. It's going to detonate and it's going to hurt a lot of people's feelings. She has proposed to ban a burqa and niqab. And she says, hey, if you don't listen, you're going to be fined 2,600 euros. And the reason for her to do this is she's calling it the Islamic. She wants to stop what she calls the Islamic separatism. You heard that right? So this is not, she's not like, hey, I'm fighting this fashion. I hate this fashion. No, she is fighting the Islamic separatism. That's what she's calling it. So you can call this a political fight. You can call this a cultural flashpoint that Italy is going through right now. Now, here's the receipts. So this is not speculation. So here's the receipt. The Daily Mail have reported this, and a lot of medias have captured it and started reporting it as well. But we're going to be probably the first one to report on YouTube. So, hey, here we are. Giorgia Meloni proposed banned for niqab, fines up to £2,600. Well, not pound, but euros for them. And it says Giorgia Meloni's government has pushed legislation that would outlaw a full-face Islamic covering in public. And if you break the law, you will be slapped with a big fine. It will go from 200 to 2,600 pounds. Well, not pound, euros. She says this is about preserving Italian culture and to ensure that anybody who comes to Italy integrates fast. But what is it really about? Is it about safety? Is it about the secularism that we've been seeing in the UK? We've seen it in the general election. Is it about that they've also been facing? Or is this about deep pushback against the creeping, the creeping cultural fragmentation that has been allowed to take place in almost every single European country. So let's talk about this Islamic separatism. So what is it? Giorgia Meloni argued that certain communities in Italy are creating parallel society, schools, mosques, cultural inclines that don't integrate or align with the Italian norm. And she's not alone. France has been battling this for years, as we all know. Remember the burqa that you're not allowed burqa over there in France. Belgium, Australia, all these countries have also been fighting. So you can call this the European greatest awakening or reckoning. So here's the data. I'm going to leave the link in the description so you can go find where we got this research. So the data shows that in Italy, Muslim population have grown steadily, especially in urban centers. But integration has lagged. Language barriers, employment gap, and religious tension have created pockets of isolation. A small little community here and there. I mean, what they're seeing, we are also seeing it in the UK. So Meloni's move is political. Yeah, of course, she's a politician. And she's taking this move to respond to that. And of course, critics are really quick. They're in it. They're making noise. They have the rights to make noise. And they say that she's violating the religious freedom. That's what critics are saying. The human rights. The European Court of Human Rights have held similar bans before, but always have a caveat. The laws must be proportionate and necessary in a democratic society. So she can probably pull this off, but it's going to be really, really tight for her to pull it off. She's going to be walking through a legal tightrope. Yeah, a really tight rope where she has to get this done without offending or breaking all the human rights laws that they all are inclined to follow. But Meloni is not backing down, as obviously you probably know who she is. You know, when she speaks, she made a lot of noise before coming in. We all knew she was going to be the person who won't walk on eggshells, and that's what she's doing as well. So she's framing this as a battle of the soul of Italy, a fight against what she calls cultural relativism. And she's saying that we are Italy, we have laws, and we have values, and we will not compromise them. That's what she's saying, basically. Well, that's my translation of what she's basically saying and doing. Because she's pushing back. She's sending a message, and this message is clear. She's sending a message not just to the Muslims in Italy, but she's sending a message to the EU, to the UN, to the globalist elite. She's saying, we are taking our country back. And that message somehow is resonating with a lot of people. As I said, already human rights groups are mobilizing. They're moving fast. They're making noise. Islamic organizations are calling this Islamophobia already. Feminist groups are splitting. Some are saying this is liberal, saying this is you know, she's liberating this. Others are saying this is oppressive, and the media, as we already know where they are, of course, predictably, they are against her. Actually, you know, in a way where everybody can understand. The media is always against the people who are always trying to put their country first. Now, let's zoom out for a bit, because of course, as we already know, it's happening in Italy. That's, you know, she's bringing this to go on and to do it in Italy. But if we zoom out, this is not an Italy problem only. This is happening around the globe, from India. I don't know if you know, but India also is doing it as well. India's hijab controversy, to Canada's niqab debate, which went viral. People say, hey, Canada, what are you doing? Why are you debating this sort of thing? It should not even be a thing to debate. But the whole world is asking the same question. And question remains is, how do modern democracy balance the religious freedom and with the ability to still remain and to still hold the national identity? That's the question that's the question that I'm asking, or maybe the world is asking, but it seems like that's the question everybody wants to know. How do we let the religious people do their thing without destroying our national identity? But here's the kicker though. Meloni's proposal is not just to the clothing. She has a big package, but obviously the media is only focusing on the band of the cloth. But she has a big package, and the package is the package targets foreign funding of mosque, religious school, cultural centers, and she wants to have full transparency from what's going on in the building, what's going on in the school, what are they teaching the kids. Because obviously if we have a kid who's born here, you know, who calls themselves Italy, you know, who are raised here, we want to know what they're learning in school. I mean, what's going on, who's funding the school, and all this. So she wants transparency, she wants oversight, and she wants control. And I think maybe UK can take a look at a book, and, you know, maybe this will probably help us as well if we take control of most schools in a sense where not to control, but to know, like, hey, you know, what they're teaching is not like some crazy stuff. Like, you know, I can't really say too much. So what will happen next if the bill passed? If this law gets passed, well, we are going to see a lot of legal challenging, of course, for sure. We're going to see a lot of protest. We're going to see a lot of international condemnation. All the Arab countries will come out and condemn this. We're going to see a lot of European nations as well will come out and condemn it. But we're also going to see a lot of support, because there's so many people in the UK, in Europe, who will support this. already. On Twitter, a lot of people are supporting it already. And we're going to see a lot from the conservative parties, not the UK conservative, but obviously, well, including the UK conservative, but the right-wing parties across the Europe will come out and support this. From voters who feel unheard, from citizens who believe their culture is on the surge, they're all going to come out and support it. But if this fails, Meloni still wins. That's the way I believe. I think she still wins. Why? Why does she still wins, Barack? If she doesn't get it passed through? Well, she sets the narrative. She sets the debates. She draws the line for the battlefield. And she forced every single politician in Italy to take a stand, to talk about it. And she forced the people who do not know about this to even say something about it. So that is good. That is pretty cool. So I think she, just bringing this into the debate, I think it makes sense. It's a win for her. Now, that's my report. What do you think about it? Comment down below what you think. As always, this has been your frontline reporter, Baraka Amuri, here on the Baraka Show. This is your frontline information wall. And thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Hand to the head salute. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. Thank you.
To every single one of you who has walked this road with us, not just the easy win, but the tough, heavy storm, I want to reach out my hand to you, sir, and say thank you so much. Thank you so much, missus, because you didn't just fund a platform. You didn't just support creator. You stood for something sacred, something real. The idea that truth should never be owned by the politicians, by the elites. So thank you so much. Because we're living in a world where headlines are shaped by propagandists. We're living in a world where narratives are created by a politician's agenda. So staying true and telling you the honest truth isn't just hard anymore. It's becoming radical. And we've never taken a penny from any corporation or political party, because we understand that journalism should never be funded by the elites, should never be funded by politicians. Journalists should only be accountable to the people they serve, not the people that they meant to question. But staying independent comes with a lot of cost. It means no more access, no access to fancy meetings, no access to big donors. So we're choosing integrity. We're choosing morals, and we're choosing to put stories in front. And trust me, that's a cost I'm willing to take. That's why we need you, not just as donors, but as people, as defender of truth. As people that believe that truth isn't a luxury, it's a right. It's a right that every single person in the country deserves to get. And if you've been watching the mainstream media lately, I'm sure you've felt a quiet rage when you see a story being told in a different way, when you see the truth being twisted, when you see suffering being ignored, when you see the powerful few rewrite history and take over narrative and rewrite reality. And how this is the moment that stops. Every single contribution that you make to this channel is a refusal to be manipulated. It's a stand against distortion. And if you believe that journalism should be factual, if you believe that journalism should be unbiased, then this is your time for you to stand with us. Donate right now and build this movement with us. Be the reason why the truth survives in this country. Thank you so much.